Hi everybody, welcome back to the Butthole Biker. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since I picked up Frankenstein and I've been making some eBay purchases, as you can see, and there's been a bit of a gap in proceedings because I went to Spain for a week, so I've only just picked up on this now. There's 3 weeks left till the race, so I've got a bit of a busy 3 weeks. But basically, I feel like I've bought parts for virtually a whole second new bike. I've bought some new rear shocks. I've got race shocks because I think they're going to take a bit of abuse, so I'm quite looking forward to getting those on. I've bought a complete new front end for the bike, new forks, new handlebar, and one of the key things is the front brake on this is completely shot to pieces. It just doesn't work at all. I know that I could probably spend hours and hours and hours restoring it, but it's never going to be a great brake. It's a drum brake. I need decent brakes for this race. So the front end that I've bought comes complete with a disc brake, basically. So this bike's going to have disc brake on the front with new calipers, new master cylinder, the whole lot. New forks. So basically this whole front assembly is going to be changed. I managed to find some knobbly tyres. They're not complete knobblies, but they're as good as I could find, and they're going to be a lot better than these road tyres. I'm going to get new tubes as well. I haven't got those yet. Got new triple clamps, and then we'll see where we go from there. So stick with me. I'm going to get some of this stuff onto the bike today, and over the next few weeks the rest of it will go on, and I'll see what else I need to do to get this bike race worthy. It's got a decent engine though. That's the main thing as far as I'm concerned. It's got a decent engine. Incidentally, it's not a Honda engine, so I don't know what's been put on it in the past. But it's still a small capacity single cylinder engine, but it's got a decent bit of poke to it, so I'm just going to stick with it, and hopefully it's going to be like a new bike in 3 weeks time. Oh, and I forgot to mention a new front wheel as well. There is an argument for a new back wheel as well, but we'll wait and see how we go with that. Because the small budget that I had for this bike has kind of gone out the window. It's already cost me way more than what I was intending on it costing, but my theory is if I can get it right, or if I can at least get it race worthy for this first race, and then I can continue to work on it over time, it's going to become a bike that I can sort of take to any of the moped races. So I don't mind the fact that I've had to spend a bit on it, and I don't mind spending a bit more if it's gradually improving it and getting it to a state where it's a decent bike for all the moped races. Because depending on how I get on with this one, or how we get on with this one, I'd quite like to do some more of them if I enjoy it, which why wouldn't I? So anyway, stick with me and we'll see how we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the instrument panel gone. I am not an auto electrician, I will tell you now. It's like witchcraft to me, so I'm gonna have to find out about this one. But I'm pretty sure that's the key one for me. The rest of these, not sure about. Gonna need some advice or a manual. But for now, that's gone, which is good. Right, so that is my indicator cable. Probably not going to need that. So these are for the lights. Probably not required. Okay, so that's my front brake lever, so I'm pretty sure that's just my front brake light. So I don't need that. I'm going to take this throttle assembly off. That is a fairly chewed up screw, that is bugger. That screw there, if I was doing it up, it's got a bit of bite, but the other way it's just rounded. Yay! I got it. Ah, actually didn't look as bad as what I thought it was going to. The throttle cable looks pretty good, so I'll keep that. So the only other thing running through the body of the front end of the bike that's stopping me from taking this off is the clutch cable. So, bit of the old WD friend. Right, I'm going to put the lever back on. So, we are off. There's going to be hardly anything left of this bike that's original. Oh dear. Because the engine's not original. This whole front end is going to be new. The frame's original. Looks like someone's done a bit of a botch job on it in the past, so I'm hoping that that stays strong during the race. Back brake and rear wheel will be original, and the chain gear. Seat. That's about it. The rest of it's going to be new. I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to get on this video because this is going to be more than one evening's work, obviously, doing this bike. So we'll see how far we get. And it may just have to be done in instalments. That came off easy enough. So I'm just going to feed this wiring loom through the hole in the back of this. I'm almost 100% sure all of that can go, but I'm gonna... No, I need to keep the ignition on. I must get that in my head, I need the ignition. Don't get rid of the ignition. I realise there's probably a special tool for doing this, but I'm pretty sure I haven't got one, so... hammer and screwdriver. I may have to put some mole grips on that whilst I shock that out. I'll give it a go. Oh no, it seems alright. Oh, that is going actually quite easily by the looks of it. Maybe not hand tight easily, but certainly grips easily. So that is the front forks off. I'll probably put a lot of these bits that I'm taking off because they're original parts. I don't just want to scrap them because I know that, you know, there are people that are doing up C90s, not just chopping them about to turn them into moped racing bikes. So I'll probably put them on eBay, just see if anyone wants to pick them up for a couple of quid. I'm not bothered about making money out of them. I just want to, if someone can use them, I'd rather them have them. Incidentally, if any of you out there are in the process of doing up a C90 and you want a pair of original front forks or an original handlebar or original rear shocks, etc, etc, whatever I take off this bike, just drop me a line and I'll get them sent out to you. It's they're no good to me. I really just wanted this purely for the one reason, and that's to have it for this race and possibly future races. So anyway, we have that off. That's great. I'm going to open up this packet that came with the new assembly and see what I need to do in order to get this on, and see if I can get this fork stem attached, because I think that's kind of, I'd like to get that done sooner rather than later to know that that's in place before bits start going missing. So, wipe my hands and let's see what comes in the bag. Now, there aren't any instructions or such that come with this, so they're obviously sold assuming that you know a little bit about what you're on about. More fool them, they've never met me. That's for the wheel, I know that. And even I know that's my front axle. And that's for holding a cable. Now this looks like it might have bearings in it. Okay, so it comes with new bearings. That's the top set. That's the bottom set. So I don't need those bearings packed in grease, so that's fine, I can get rid of them. This looks pretty straightforward. Top stem nut. Right, I think I've got it sussed how this assembly goes together now. So let's see if we can get it on. I'm pretty sure that I can use the existing races from the existing bearings, because they will have been pressed in, and not only will they be difficult to get out, I haven't got a press to press them back in again. So they're obviously going to be the same size as these races. So I'm going to do away with the races that have come with the new bearings. I'm going to use the existing ones. I'm pretty sure that's fine. Hopefully I don't find out the hard way that that's not fine, but I'm pretty sure it is. So do away with those. Here we go. So there's a race in the bottom of this, the existing race. So I'm going to go straight on with the bearing. Triple clamp. That runs nicely. So there's the existing race in the top of here is already in. So I'm going to go on with the bearing. Is that the right way out? Yeah. That's the top section of the bearing. I'm not sure whether that is the right way out. Is that the right way out or the right way out? Yeah, that's the right way out. Then washer and the main sort of stem nut. My understanding is that you're only supposed to do a stem nut up hand tight plus a bit of a pinch. so it doesn't compress the bearing too much. So then when the top yoke goes on, which I've got here, the final nut gets tightened properly down to this. I'm going to check that, but I think that I'm sure that's how it goes. So I'll have to find out the torque setting for this nut, because there's no instructions with this kit that I bought. I'm just going to give that a bit of a pinch. It's a 30mm nut. Well, that's moving nicely. I'm quite happy with that. And that's ready for the forks to go in, which I'd have to raise the bike up a bit more for. But basically, forks in, wheel on, all good. I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to call this video here because it's probably getting a bit long, so thank you very much for watching. I hope it's been of interest, watching me spanner away on a vintage C90, tearing it to pieces. In the next video I'll get the forks on, the wheel, the brakes, and then we'll look at the rear shocks and ding ding ding, the electrics. That's the bit I'm worried about now. Now this is done, not that I was worried about this, but now that that's done, I've got the electrics sorted out, and that bit I am slightly worried about, I will admit. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.